are men in our community really that are in our work, that are doing our work, and we need them. We need their insight, we need their everything, and to just be here and see all of these different colors and all these faces and all of these different people, I'm so excited to be here, and I've been waiting for this, so that's why I'm here.
Great, thank you. I know, I love seeing all you guys' lovely faces and seeing all the shades of this rainbow in every way, deep way.
If I can share something, I remember when I first started doing this work, when I first came to call him in, and Tony Porter, he told me, he said, man, you're doing a great job up there, and, you know, people are clapping for you and they're excited. He said, don't get your head big. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, they're not clapping for you. He's like, okay, so who are they clapping for? He's like, they just glad somebody doing something. Okay. So I'm glad he told me that, because that keeps me humble in doing the work. That's a significant statement you made about having men do the work. Because as a person that does community education and speaks on the issues of domestic violence and sexual assault, it's largely impactful when men wrap their heads around the issue and deliver it in a healthy, respectful way.
We as men in this room, for the rest of our time here, will represent those men. The large majority of men. Now we say 15% of men or so are the ones who are violent, and then there's the rest of us. What we're not saying, though, is that there's a little bit of violence. It is a tremendous amount of violence. There's a tremendous amount of violence. These guys are wreaking havoc in the presence of all of us, good, righteous, God-fearing, respectable men. They are wreaking havoc. All right, it's a small amount of men in comparison to the rest of us, but reality is there's actually a large amount of men, in generally speaking, and there's a tremendous amount of violence.
Yeah, I'm being humbled to be with you and to hear the depth of your knowledge around this and your feelings about this. I am really, really moved by that. And one of the things that we'd like to do as we close up today is kind of invite you for, you know, we have about 15 minutes together to talk about kind of what surprised you about today. What surprised you to you? It could be about you, it could be about the experience. Because I certainly know, and we talk about this, this is not like the type of conference you go to from 9 to 5 and then you check out. We're hoping that this is the type of conference that you're fizzling with. I want you to fizzle with all this stuff.
Today, I've on a number of occasions felt very uncomfortable. Not uncomfortable in a bad way. Someone told me a long time ago, when you're uncomfortable, it's the best time to learn. So this isn't an uncomfortable feeling that leaves me, you know, with that sense of hopelessness or fear or anger. It is how am I going to get through that darkness? That I'm curious now. I want to figure out what that feeling of discomfort is. So thank you guys for being here.
Thank you. We love to bring uncomfortable feelings wherever we go. But I agree with what you're saying, that it is a time for learning. The way I think about it sometimes, whenever I feel defensive, is when I need to go.
I was kind of inspired today about, like, you know, I really don't come before it in Salem, but, you know, I would like to bring the information that you guys taught me today to my friends and students at my school, to tell them how to end sexual violence and domestic violence, and, you know, just try to do, like, whatever to stop, because I don't think this is really good, like, what the people do to them, and, you know, I just, you know, just feel that all the students and kids should know about this, because it's really informational to know, you know.
I want you to know that I feel like you've been my teacher today. My teacher about courage. At your age, I don't think I could have spoken up in the ways that you have. And so I just really want to acknowledge, because I think sometimes we adults, we do a really good job at hushing you down. And you have you've shown up. And it's a good lesson for me about listening and creating a space that's truly for all of us. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. So Any other closing? Tony, do you want, were you saying something? I'm sorry. Okay. I go back to something that Tony said. I said to him earlier, can you find that piece? Something you guys, when you did your breakdown, your breakout session, the men did their session, and Tony said that you guys were stretching him about the box, and that you refute this box, that you don't want the box, you don't want a new box, but that what you want is freedom. I just want us to sit with that, because you know what's going to make us walk, and I'm not going to get all choked up right now, but that's what's going to help us walk through that uncomfortable feeling. The promise of that. The promise that we are the people that are creating our history. We're doing it right now. We are exactly the people who are meant to be here. And the only people that can assure that sense of freedom, and what I said before is, you know, we have to remember that our freedoms are interconnected. Tony calls it our collective liberation. That what's at risk today is that. It's our future collective liberation. Your liberation to be the father you want to be. Your liberation to be the mother that you want to be the uncle that you want to be. To have your son, like you, to be able to speak up about what you spoke, that I didn't do until I was like 25. Right? So when we have that fear, we got to remember that we're each other's relative. And that we're here to be at the other side to catch you. And that now here in Oregon, that's what we're here for. We're not here, we're your guests, we're leaving. We'll leave, some of us leave Wednesday, Thursday. The invitation is, what do you want to do with that? So that this is not just a thing that you went from 9 to 5. What are you willing to risk to do that? Who are you willing to inspire and move? Right? And how do we figure that out together? And my challenge to you right now is that I have no doubt that it's absolutely you, in every single way, to walk through this uncomfortability, because the promise is that.
When we say ending violence against all women, it forces us then to be more comprehensive in our thinking and our actions. And so when we say all women, just shout out the names for us here. What other groups of women do you then think of?
Sex workers.
Excuse me?
Sex workers.
Sex workers. We say ending violence against all women. What other groups of women do you think of? Lesbian, transgender.
Congo.
Excuse me?
Women of the Congo.
Women of the Congo. Homeless. Immigrant, incarcerated.
Future women.
Excuse me? Future women.
Refugees.
Refugees. Teenage girls.
Mail order brides.
Mail order brides.
Elderly women.
Elderly women. Yeah.
Women with disabilities.
Women with disabilities. Professional women. Poor women. Women of color.
Migrants.
Migrant women. Okay, I appreciate that.
Gay women.
Gay women. I appreciate that. So we believe we have to be more comprehensive in how we do this work, which for us as men means we have to be more purposeful in working with the men of those communities. Because come on, truth be told, you know, immigrant women are going to largely love who? Immigrant men. Tell the truth. Who do white women largely partner with? White men. Right? So if we're invested in all women, you know, financially poor women are usually with financially poor who? Men. If we're invested in ending violence against all women, then we have to be invested, as it applies to our work today, in working with all men. About how group oppression works in our country. An ism is when you have social, political, and institutional support that's maintaining the oppression of a group of people. Institutional, political, and social supports that are maintaining the oppression of a group of people is when we talk about the ism. So this is our quick visual for you. You can take this and get a whole lot deeper. We're going to do a little bit of a journey with it, but this is our quick visual for you of a race, sex, class construct of what legitimate access and control to get maintained over resources, what a power analysis looks like in the United States of America. And it's not only for us as a people in respect to internalized response, it's also for those of us who have a relationship with this community as well. You know, this is the place to get out of, which means we have given up on. If it is the place to get out of, we have given up on. We have very little insight into the wealth that's in that community. Because if I might work for an agency, I'm sidebarring a little bit, Lena, I'll be right back. I might work for an agency that's right here that serves primarily, say, 80% of my clients come from this community. All right? But I live over here. All right? So I am not required to go to this community. And I never go in this community. And it happens to be the place that I've been told all my life to stay away from. I have no idea the wealth that's in the community, though most of my work is based on folks that live in that community, and I don't go there. And I don't have to go there to go home. I don't have to go there to go home, so I kind of stay far away from that community.
Ready? The Call to Men Institute that we had at Lewis and Clark College was one of the most amazing events that I've been to, definitely one of the most amazing events since I've been at the Coalition. And I just want to thank everyone that was a part of it, and all of the facilitators and all of the participants, and Gabby as well, for all the hard work that you all do every day. Thank you.
Have passion in what you do, to stay committed to your heart. Never let anyone tell you this can't be done. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do it, because you're needed, you're necessary, and you're welcome. Thank you.
I'm glad that everybody was able to be there, and the best thing that I could have given you was the comments that I continue to make about feeling uncomfortable. Those are good feelings, okay? It feels negative and it feels confusing, but it's a wonderful thing when you learn and you come out the other end. What I encourage you to do is not give up, even though you may feel lonely in what you're trying to do and accomplish in the struggle against ceasing and desisting violence against women, and encouraging those boys, those young boys, on how to do that and how to recognize the subtleties and the seductiveness of violence perpetrated in the media. Continue your efforts. Get involved, stay involved, and again, thank you for being a part of this institute.
So after this Call to Men, I was really excited and really happy to engage with a group of men that I hadn't met in Oregon. And so one of the things I'm most excited about is the ability to connect with folks that we all can have a shared vision and begin to move forward in whatever direction that is. So that's really exciting. And so I guess for me, I want to make myself available and be as supportive as I can to everyone that was there, so that we can stop to end violence against women and all women.
You know, it's been great being here with you, Oregon, and engaging men and boys and ending domestic and sexual violence. You know, it's really, really important that if we're going to do this, you know, that well-meaning men, good men, righteous men, truly have to be a part of the equation. If women can end this, they would have done it already on their own. So come on, guys, get on board. Let's make this thing happen. Peace.